Welcome to Nonprofit Megaphone Training. Today we will be reviewing the process to install Google Tag Manager using a simple plugin on WordPress websites. To begin, you can log into your WordPress website. Typically that'll be at your domain name /wp-admin or wp-login. You can log in and then you will land on this dashboard. And we're assuming that you already have a Google Analytics account and that you have access to it. So we'll just go through the process. So to begin, we want to create a Google Tag Manager account. So we can go to Google Analytics and click the top navigation bar, which will show us all of our accounts and properties. And then you'll see that right now we're on Google Analytics. We'll go here to Tag Manager and click that. If this is the first Google Tag Manager account you're creating, you'll probably see a blue button here that says Get Started or something like that. If you see this and you have access to other accounts but you need to create a new one, you can do it from the Accounts page, which will open up a new window that will allow you to create a new account if you'd like. So we'll go through that process just as an example to show you how it would be done. We'll wait a second for this to load. And now we see all of our different Google Tag Manager accounts, and we can just create the blue button to create an account. And that will have very easy to follow prompts. It'll ask you for the URL of your website and a couple other pieces of information, and then your account will be created, which is quite easy. I'll go back to our real account here. Once you have an account, you'll be able to access it, and it will have a GTM ID. This is similar to the Analytics UI ID that you might have seen before. The GTM ID is the unique identifier for this Google Tag Manager account, and you'll be able to see it once this page loads in the top right of the screen in blue right here. So mine is GTM KJ2F564. So if I wanted to do something with that, I would just right-click and then copy it. So now I have it. Okay, so let's go back to WordPress. So we've logged into our WordPress dashboard. We can now go into Plugins and then Add New. If you don't see a Plugins menu on the left sidebar, it probably means that you're not an administrator of the site on the back end. So you'll either have to ask for that access or have someone else give it to you. We will then just search Google Tag Manager in the area where we can add new plugins. And then typically the plugin that we would recommend is this, Duracell Tommy's Google Tag Manager for WordPress. The thing to look for in plugins is lots of installations and then good reviews and then frequently updated, which you can see this plugin has all of those. I'll go ahead and click Install, and then it'll prompt me to activate. It will activate the plugin, and then it will prompt us to configure it. So to start using Google Tag Manager for WordPress, please enter your GTM ID, which we will do. And now we can just paste in that ID that we just copied. So I'll go ahead and paste. And there it is. There are a couple different options here. Most of these tend to work. The default tends to work as well, but you can experiment with some of the others if this isn't working. So I'll hit Save Changes, and then we can go test it. Before we do this, though, if this was a new account, I would have to go back to Google Tag Manager and submit the Workspace initially. Before the Workspace has been submitted, it's like publishing changes. There is nothing has happened yet. No changes have been submitted. So the Google Tag Manager container is not yet technically live. So I would just do submit, and I would give it a name like initial submit. And then I would hit publish. I'm not going to do it now because it already has been published, but you can just do that and hit publish. One of the other things to make sure that you have set up, if you are doing Google Tag Manager by yourself, is that you've checked all of the different variables that are important. So typically I'll go into variables and make sure that everything under clicks and forms has been checked. But if we're managing Google Tag Manager for you, it's not a big deal. We can handle that and everything else, but just mentioning it. Perfect. So let's try it first with this footer of the page, this default setting. We'll hit Save Changes. And our website will be updated. So now to test that everything is working properly, we can go to our website and use a tool called the Chrome Tag Helper. And that is this little icon here in Chrome. This is called the Chrome Tag Assistant. And if I click on it, it will show me what tags are displayed on the website. And if you'd like to install this, just Google Chrome Tag Assistant, and there will be a link there for you to install it. It's free, and it just becomes a little browser extension that shows up here. It doesn't run by default, so we just click Enable, and then we refresh the page, just with the refresh button. And then we can see what tags the Tag Assistant is picking up on the page, and if they're firing correctly. It'll color coordinate them based on what the status of the tags is. So let's just give it a second. The recording is making our website slow. Okay, let's see what we've got. So you'll see it has 2 tags, and we have Google Analytics, which is perfect, and Google Tag Manager. Both of the tags are green, which means they're firing properly and that everything is exactly as it should be. If you want to see more details, you can click into it. If there were issues, the issues would show up here, but since there are no issues, we are totally set. And at this point, Google Tag Manager is completely set up, and everything is ready to go. If you're setting this up and then you'd like us to help you create conversions, you can go back to Google Tag Manager and then click this Admin tab, and then just add our email address. What you would do is go to User Management. You'd create a new user, enter their email address, set their account permissions to admin using this dropdown, and then set the container permissions to publish for any containers that you have. Right now we only have 1. So just set it to admin and then to publish, and click Add, and we will be all set. Thanks so much. Hope this has been helpful.